As we say goodbye to Louise O'Reilly, I'm joined with Joey Burns, but I have to get the formalities out of the way first. Welcome to Green Room, coming to you live from the top of the town studios in Ireland. This is Ireland's first live web TV music and art show, viewed by nearly 56 million in 372 countries in the outer system. It goes beyond this place, you know. And it's brought to you by Irish Web TV. Have a look at irishwebtv.com because there's loads of affiliate stations there that you can have a look at. Well, it's great to be here. Nice, foggy, cold night, and we've got a very full show. First of all, and I kind of say this every week, but you really are an old friend.
I am.
Aren't you? You know, we've been together since...
since the Oliver. 70s.
Yeah, since Oliver, not the musical, your dad. It was just, you know, I played in bands with your dad before I knew you and,
That's right,
and Gary.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Joey Burns, ladies and gentlemen, who has... This is a man traumatized by the building of his own website. But we're here to celebrate it tonight and tell you all about it and tell you all about Joey's work. Joey, tell us about building this bloody website, first of all. You built it yourself, first of all.
I did. I sort of found myself in a situation where I'd done a ceramic cast of one of my carvings and I put a photograph up on Facebook. And I started getting requests from New Zealand and Alaska and places like that. Did I do PayPal and did I do shipping? So the last 2.5 weeks I've learned how to do it all.
Where did you put the photograph? Was it on Facebook?
I just put it up on Facebook, yeah. Stuart Gibbs is working on it with me. It's a project we're doing together.
Well, no, we say hello to Stuart.
Oh, he's Stewie.
Stewie, he was supposed to come in with us, was he?
He was. Well, he said he'd come in again.
All right.
Plug himself.
Stuart! Come on, man.
But, so Stuart and myself made a plaster mould and we pressed first pressing and we glazed them and he was doing the Cavan Monaghan craft fair in the Kilmore a few weeks ago, so I decided I'd test drive it at that. And I just put up a photograph.
That sounds... You're making it sound very, very simple there. Like, you know,
it is very simple. It's
well,
just how it happens.
It sounds like what it is. Like, you just put it in the mould and...
There's skill to it too because it's a hand press mould. It's not like you're pouring in clay or anything like that. Right. You have to press it into the mould. So there is skill to it because you're trying to judge the thickness of the clay as it takes the shape. So
CSI job.
You don't thin layer and a thick piece beside it because it'll pop.
So it's not just...
Oh, it's not just...
Just a bit of mould and you just mess around with it there away you go.
No, it's not Play-Doh. So anyway, we took it to the show and I decided I'd just put a photograph up on Facebook saying I was taking it to Stewie's stand at the Kilmore and people started trying to book them. And pick numbers.
All over the world, like, you know.
All over the world. It's a limited edition. We're only making 50, and then we.
Is this one you've got with you there?
This is one I got here.
Hold on, now we have a quick look at this now. Look, this is hold it up there, Joe. Yeah. Point that. That's it. Yeah.
So basically, it's the design came from Lough Crew.
Up in Oldcastle.
On Cairn H on Cairnbone West. They found it's an intact cairn, and in one of the side chambers there was up to 3 foot of bone in the chamber. Now the lower levels were all animal bone, but up at the top level they found over 1,000 pieces of bone, and many of them had geometric patterns that were inscribed with a scribe or a compass. And actually
on the bone?
On the bone, yeah. And
human bones?
No, cow bones or animal bones, deer bones.
Sacrificial?
Well, I'd say they had a good meal, you know, potentially as well, like, you know. But I'd say these particular bones, because there were so many of them, that they actually belonged to a master craftsman, a metalworker, and they were like his design portfolio. So the only other instance of one of these patterns turning up in a widespread sort of form was in 1972, the pound note. When I brought out the pound note in 1972. On the front face of it, you'll see geometric circles and sort of yin-yang type things coming all the way down the side of it. And it's also another pattern from Lough Crew in County Meath.
Brilliant. Well, see, I wouldn't, in 1972, that's the year I was born, you see.
Well, I was about 40 at that stage.
But it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And we got Joey's. This is the website. This is the picture of the website. Now we're going to have a look at this. Now let's give you an idea of. Joey, I'm well impressed with you building it yourself. And seriously.
I look at I just told the family to leave me alone for a few weeks, that I wasn't sociable, for a few weeks, and I got stuck into it. I suppose I'm used to using Photoshop and stuff like that over the years, and Cubase for music recording and stuff like that. So it's just another. And it's
irishwoodsculpture.ie.
.ie, yeah.
Anyone that's watching there now can contact you there. And it features all your work. Oh look, we're getting a little bit of a tour. But look, we're getting the whole doings here now. Look.
Yeah, so I mean, I suppose this page is the different things I do. I do traditional wood carving. I do.
Tell us about these pieces Dave's coming on. Dave's playing around with new
technology
stuff in there. Yeah.
Well, that piece here now is a piece up in Dunray.
That's one of your old pieces now, isn't it?
It's about 3 years old now.
And it is internationally famous as well. I've seen it everywhere.
Well, Dunray is a very popular forest park, as you know, on its own right.
Yeah.
But definitely, since the sculptures went in, there have been a flood of photographs of people around them.
Yeah, of people you don't know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That I have seen, have put up pictures of it. And you'll see the credit in the bottom right-hand corner there. Look at that.
Oh, fantastic photographer. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, Paul M. Reynolds photographer. Yeah. All right, that's it. We get a.
I went and built the website, and I was trying to launch it yesterday, and the machine wasn't agreeable. And then I had a notion that I better phone Paul Reynolds and ask him for permission to use the photographs that I already had on my website.
Dave, put up that one again it's that Gollum.
It's Gollum, yeah.
Yeah, give us a look at that one.
For the last few years, I've been doing pumpkin carvings for Virginia Pumpkin Festival.
That's. I heard you on the radio one morning, Ray Darcy, and that.
That's right, yeah.
And I thought, Jesus, how is Joey going to get this across now? It's brilliant.
Look at
you got it across how to do it and everything.
I'm one of life's great chances, Paul, like yourself.
I'm the other one. But that's a pumpkin.
It's a pumpkin, yeah. Yeah.
How, Joey?
Well, there's actually, if on the website, I actually have a video gallery, and I have a video of how that was made in the different stages.
Of how to do it?
Yeah, it's about a 3-minute video, just sort of like time lapse of the different stages of it.
There's the video gallery now, and I'm going to. All your videos and everything are on the site there.
Yeah, and I have.
That's the Travis Oaks
video, yeah, because I'd done 9 pieces for them in a week before the video. The sort of needed props.
No pressure there, then.
No, it was great fun, I have to say, because I sort of enjoyed that sort of pressure, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't like the long finger sort of jobs.
Just play a little bit the Gollum video there. This is intriguing now, because just have a look at this now. Oh look. Pumpkin carving at Virginia Festival. Oh, Jesus. I've seen this. I've looked at this already. You had this on your Facebook page. Talk us through this, Joey, now.
Basically, Virginia Pumpkin Festival employed me to do some promotion for them and make pumpkin carvings. And the Ray Darcy show said that they'd promote their festival if I'd come on and carve Brian O'Driscoll and Roy Keane for them, because both of them had books coming out. Which I did, but I have to say I enjoyed this more. They were pressure because they really had to look like them. Like Brian O'Driscoll turned out really good, so I made a video of him. Roy Keane didn't turn out so good, so there's no video of him.
Well, that's Roy, isn't it? That's Roy being awkward as usual.
He was just after shaving the beard, so that's my excuse.
Oh, that's time-lapse photography you're using there now, just to get...
Well, to be honest, I made the video with
what
my
What's
phone.
The story there?
I used wood carving tools and knives, basically. But I did, because I had to go on that radio show with Ray Darcy and talk about it and expect people that don't have wood carving tools to be able to do it, I sort of done a MacGyver job on a few dessert spoons and teaspoons. And it's actually, well, it's amazing the quality of the steel that's in some of these utensils, So I was able to grind it down on a grind wheel in the workshop, and actually sharpen it down to a very sort of sharp blade, suitable for hand carving rather than hitting it with.
For kind of like scooping it out.
For scooping it out and that, yeah. So.
That is mad.
Like you improvise, So
anybody wants to, now obviously we're going through the video really quick here, but anybody wants to see that on YouTube, what do they look for?
Joey Burns 64 is the YouTube channel, or Joey Burns Wood Sculpture, and a series of videos that'll come up.
Brilliant.
Or go on the website. There's a page of videos
of all the videos you've done.
Different interviews from over the years and different pieces I've done that I made videos of. Like,
And you got you were saying you did the Brian O'Driscoll one and the Roy Keane one. Didn't Amy Huberman buy it?
She actually phoned into the radio station when I was on air, joking that she'd pay a $5 for it. So
$5.
So I
Christ's sake,
Amy. I sort of said that if she donated €200 to cancer research, that she could have it. So she got it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Back of the net there, Joey. Yeah. Why? Don't mess with us lads from the country. No. What about the Roy Keane one?
The Roy Keane one rotted away.
It was sold as a dartboard.
Yeah, Mick steel toe cap through that. So
Mick McCarthy bought it for training purposes or something like that. Joey, how long are you doing this now? I know we've talked about this before, but you seem to keep reinventing yourself. Yeah,
well, I started in, people do ask you, when you meet people for the first time and you're sort of introduced as an artist or a sculptor, and they ask you, or allude to, are you successful?
Mm-hmm.
And I am successful because I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
How do you measure success? I'm doing something I love. So
it's love, though, isn't it?
It is love. Yeah. It's passion. Like, so I'm at it. I went to art college in Sligo in 1987. I suppose I carved my first piece of wood in 1988, and it was a sort of a eureka moment when I did do wood carving the first day.
And you could do it.
From day one, I knew that was it. Like,
Yeah, and you had the knack. It's like everything else, isn't it? It's like playing an instrument, nearly.
Yeah, some people are natural to it. Some people work at it and get really good at it. I was sort of in between. I had a natural grow for it.
Yeah.
But I worked really hard at it over the years. Like in putting the website together, I found some early photographs of work I had done, and it was, sort of take you back to ground level to realise that you started off. At a certain skill level.
Yeah.
That I was happy with at the time, but as years went on, you keep challenging yourself and trying to up your standard all the time.
All the time.
All the time, yeah.
And how do you pick your subjects? A lot of it's medieval stuff.
A lot of it, yeah.
A lot of it's old Irish Celtic mythology stuff.
Personally, yeah. Like I'm lucky that I get a good few commissions in. So the commission subject matter is really based on what the customer wants.
Right.
And then when I'm working,
tell us about some of your commissions. I'm intrigued by
this. I've done all sorts.
This is people ringing up and say, "Do me something, and I'll give you some money."
I once carved a airplane in front of the City West Airport with the hangars and all the buildings.
What?
Yeah, for a client that was doing some business with Mansfields, is it that owned?
I don't know. I'm more interested in the plane you made.
So that was a really and. Well,
and Joey, do they ring you and say, right, I want me airplane, and it's going to be like this, it's going to be like that, it's going to be like the other?
I got sent some photographs, and could I work with the photographs that were sent?
And you get a time limit? Do they say?
Yeah, some of them are quite tight. I've customers for the last 20 odd years that keep coming back because they know they can phone me on a Monday and say, look, if we have something happening on Thursday, can you have something for us? And they'll have it because. Your word is everything in business. Or
is everything a challenge?
Everything is a challenge. Yeah.
But you love that.
That's what keeps it interesting. So I would say, like, if I'm doing my personal work, I do like to work with pre-Christian Ireland.
Yeah.
For inspiration, or rock and roll.
We're heading back that way now.
But the commissions I get then for families or for schools or whatever, they're a technical challenge usually.
Right, now.
That take you out of your comfort zone.
Here we go. We have photographs here now, Dave. If Dave is ready, and Tina, there in the studio. We're going to look at something. You can tell us about these. Because what?
That's actually a chair I made for my eldest son, Aaron, when he was going into 6th year. And we had the father and son chats about what he was going to be doing the following year. And
praise the Lord. Come back to me, Dave, for a second. Praise the Lord. The child seen the light, and he went down the road of rock and roll.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Academia Maez. Rock and roll, here we come. Fair play to Aaron. Keep going, son. But that is incredible, Joe.
So yeah, we had that chat, and he was thinking about architecture, and I sort of posed the hypothetical situation that if I had an obscene amount of money, and he could do absolutely anything he wanted, what would he do? And without even thinking, he answered music. And I says, well, then architecture's the wrong choice.
Yeah.
You know, you're young. Follow your dream when you're young.
Good man.
So
that's the other
so
side of
on the back of it, then you have the whole story of the Salmon of Knowledge is about Fionn McCool and his master Phineas, the master scholar. And the reality is that youth exceeds seniority through time and progress and what have you. So Aaron, as a musician, and he then decided that he wanted a career in music while he was going into his leaving cert year. And he started working had been working really hard at it. And the reality was that even at that age, he was a better bass player than I was, the little pup,
Even at that age?
So that's why on the back of the chair, he's in the ascendancy and I'm descending. You know, it's a subtle little thing,
it's
but
very clever.
It's sort of like the handing of the torch or what have you.
Where was that photograph taken?
That was taken in Brendan Perry's church, his recording studio down in Balturbet.
I thought as much because I recognise the speakers, the JBLs in the
JBLs,
background.
Quality.
Yeah. But that is, where is that now?
Well, I gave that to Aaron. I gave that to my son.
Good man.
You know, it was a very personal thing, and I'm lucky to have a good relationship with my kids. We talked about anything and everything, so
brilliant.
It was really a sort of like, right, you're on your way, and this will mark you starting on your way. Like, you know.
A good road to be on.
Yeah, thank God they're doing good enough.
They're doing brilliant. Not all right. They're doing brilliant. Brilliant. You and Linda guiding the road there. We'll mention Linda now in a minute. This is Seamus Fay the Lilter.
Seamus Fay, the famous Lilter, yeah. I mean, look, I was very lucky over the 3 years of the FLAD that I got, good projects running with the County Council and the Cavan the Peace Tree, the Cross Border Fund. So I'd done a demonstration during the last FLA outside the library, and I decided that I'd do the FLA chairman, Seamus Fay, and I phoned Seamus up and asked him if he'd pose for a photograph, and sure, I went up to take a photograph, and he had the Sunday best on. He didn't realise that I just wanted a headshot.
I know, yeah.
So I carved that outside the library, and then I gave it as a present to the library when it was finished, as a sort of a gift to the people of Cavan more than just the library, like, because people of Cavan have kept me in work the last 20 odd years.
But you've become we've got our own Statue of Liberty here, thanks to you.
Oh, the fiddle.
But it's like, I'm telling you, as you know, I'm a postman, and I meet people all the time, and it's the landmark.
Yeah, it has become.
And you say, go down the town and you'll see the neck of a fiddle, or people call it guitar and everything like that. But you know, you'll see a musical instrument. I think we have got it here, and it's coming up now. But you say to people, look for the fiddle in the middle of the road, and they say, what? And then afterwards, people say, yeah, that's exactly where it was.
No, it has become a landmark. And like the unfortunate thing about it is that it's made of wood, and the council have been good. We've maintained it over the last few years, and it got a good ceiling last year. But it sort of needs maintenance, and it will have a limited lifespan anyway. Well, initially the project, they were only meant to last 6 months.
Oh.
So they're there. That one's there nearly 5 years now.
It's there 5 years.
Yeah.
And still.
It's solid. Yeah.
No,
I check it from time to time, and I make sure that it's structurally sound, like, you know.
And what do you seal it with, Joey? Bit of saddling.
But do you know what I use? And I was importing really expensive oil from Australia, an organic oil, and it was costing me €80 a litre.
A litre?
A litre. And
what's an Irish water selling to you, no?
Well, I think they had shares. But I saw a video on YouTube of a guy in the States carving chainsaw sculptures, and he was using Deccan oil. So I said, have a go at that. It's got UV protection. And
Saddling.
Yeah. So
Deccan oil, basically. Deccan oil. Yeah. It does all weather. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's actually got antifungal sort of protection in it as well, because that's one thing about wood. When it starts to decay, you'll see mushrooms going out inside the trees, Fungus attacks trees from the air and from the ground. Fungus, so it does. Like there's an ash disease floating around at the minute, and it's an airborne fungal sort of infection virus.
What are the strings made of?
Strings are made from steel. They're actually, I suppose, the clever part of the sculpture is that they're actually holding the sculpture in place.
They keep it.
They're welded to the plate.
What's the timber? You probably said it already.
Do you know? There's a combination of timbers in that because the first FLA we had a very limited budget. We had 11 artists doing 11 sculptures, and we had a budget of €1,000 each, and that was meant to keep us in Cavan for a week when we were working on the sculptures and buying materials. There's €1,400 worth of material in that piece alone. But
and even at that, that's not bad.
I used what I had in my hay barns at home, and
what's the machine heads made of?
All wood. It's all wood apart from the strings. So they're planks of wood that were laminated or stuck together under pressure, like you know.
In summertime, it does cause the occasional traffic jam. You know that.
Thankfully,
seriously, it does.
It hasn't caused a crash.
It hasn't caused a crash. But people are saying, "Where's the hospital? Oh, look at that!"
I'll tell you a good one actually about the fiddle. A few weeks after the FLA was over, I had to go into the local guard barracks to get the form stamped for the tax, you know, as you were able to do back then. And
good old days.
There was 3 or 4 people in front of me doing exactly the same thing, so I thought I'd better add a bit of variety to my story, like, you know. So I went up to the counter, I was greeted and I says, would you mind stamping that? And is it off the road? And I said, it is, yeah. So to put chat on him, I says, I'd say you're glad the FLA is over, you must have been very busy. And I didn't know this man from Adam, but he turned around to me and he says, actually, the only trouble we had, he says, was with your feckin' fiddle. I said, sure, there's nothing wrong with the fiddle. Nobody crashed into it. He says, no, he says, some idiot climbed up to it on one of the nights drunk and then realised he couldn't get off it. So they had to drive a transit right up beside it and get your man off.
Get him off it?
The fiddle, yeah.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No, probably best not. Was it you?
So he's known as Paddy on the fiddle. Now this is the one we use as a backdrop for you tonight, but this is this fascinated me now looking at it. Black Pig's Dyke.
Black Pig's Dyke is actually an ancient Ulster border.
Legend?
No, fact.
Monaghan?
It was, if you understand feudal Ireland, the clans were always fighting.
Right.
And the provinces were always fighting. So the borders were flexible, let's say. They'd move with conquests and family feuds. So there was always a shift in the borders with Ulster. One theory is that Ulster went all the way to Tara at one stage. I definitely went to Old Castle Loughcrew in County Meath, and the Old Irish for Loughcrew is Shancash-Lawn on Fossick, which means Old Castle of the Wilderness. So it's sort of like no man's land. But anyway, the Black Pig's Dyke was an Ulster border, and there are physical remains of it, and it's sort of like a man-made rampart. So you have a flat area with 2 mounds each side of it, like 2 ditches, and it's a marker. And then where the land marker sort of met water, the water became the border.
Right.
So that's why I have the pig and I have a swan.
Swan on the end, yeah.
So it's sort of symbolising the land border and the water border of ancient Ireland, like, you know. And then, you know, the symbolism of the pig, because the pig forages for food in the ground with its snout, it sort of resembles the marks of the actual ramparts in the Black Pig's Dyke. Okay. Now it went all the way. I know down by Kinlalek and Granard, there's a few different sites around Granard in particular. I've seen it on a few documentaries on TV where they've actually identified part of the Black Pig's Dyke. So it moved over the centuries. It was known as the Black Pig's Dyke.
Are they protected sites, them ones?
Not really, no. They'd be on private agricultural land, a lot of them, like, you know.
But do the farmers keep them, do they say?
Yeah, do you know, there's still enough superstition around for farmers to have respect for old ring forts and, you know, sites like that would have had, especially the old families that have had the stories handed down through their families. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, modern age, there's still superstitions out there.
We've
like,
got
you know.
Fiona Fitzpatrick and the Darling Buds coming on after this. And it was recorded, it was an interview I recorded last Saturday, and she talked about exactly the same thing. About how the tradition is still there, the superstition is still there.
Superstitions are still
Because
there.
they're singing
like, you know.
songs about fairy trees
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And
Do you know Ronan O'Snuddy from Keela, the baron player from Keela, is a good friend of mine, and he's, you know, he'd have his own little superstitions, but not with magpies. And you know the song, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for girl, 4
Yeah,
for
yeah,
boy,
yeah.
and so on. His song is 1 for joy, 2 for joy, 3 for joy, and so on.
Here we go. Here's more pictures coming up now. Let's have a look at this. This is Doonery, of course.
That's Doonery, yeah. That's an otter that I got to put in beside, just below a waterfall on the banks of the river in the park. And it was one of the beautiful things about that project that I got to go up on site visits with members of the Arts Office and the County Council and engineers and members of the local community, and walk around the forest and sort of look at potential sites. But on one of the visits, I sort of noticed that there was about 5-6 school buses in the car park, and kids being taken on school tours, and the kids were having an absolute ball. So I went over to chat to one of the tour guides, and I asked him if he'd done anything with, you know, the wildlife or the fauna or anything like that in the park, and he says, "Geez, no, he wouldn't have a clue." So that sort of set me on the idea that the demographic or the audience for the project were national school kids. So I went and researched, you know, native wildlife that would be in the park, and talked to the groundkeeper and that to see what animals were around. So yeah, we've done an otter, and
They're all in a kind of like a natural habitat. You know?
we tried as much as possible. Like, we have a pine martiner that's actually pinned into a dead tree.
Yeah.
Because the pine martins climb
There's
trees,
the badger
like, you
there.
know. Yeah, and on the first day, this is a natural decaying stump of a tree. So it was just hollowed out, and it was asking to be used as a site, like, you know. So we actually got away with carving half a badger.
That's just how. Yeah,
It's just the front half of a badger.
Bit of a badger. There's a joke there, but I'm not allowed to say anything, right? But anyone that's watching now, seriously, we're watched all over the world, and they're saying, "Where is this?" It's Doonery in Kingscourt.
In County Cavan, yeah.
County Cavan, you know. So if anybody that's coming over and any interest, and Doonery Kingscourt has their own westsite as well. But we're talking about Joey. Joey, what's now? I'll let you explain this.
Well, it might look phallic, but
it looks phallic.
Yeah.
There's no might.
Yeah, it has that
telling you.
about it. This is a commission I got from Trim Town Council in County Meath, and it's in front of the wall for Trim Castle that was used for the Braveheart movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I was researching the area. Like, when I get commissions like this, I try and research the local history. And lo and behold, I turned on TG4 one day, and I saw this image of a young boy from, we'd say, the 17th century, costume-wise, with a satchel of books, walking on the banks of a river. And in my head, I just went, "That's the Boyne." So I turned it up to listen to the Irish and read the subtitles in English.
You turned up the subtitles.
So I turned up the subtitles, and I found that it was indeed the Boyne, and the documentary was on a mathematician from the late 1600s called Sir William Rowan Hamilton, who was educated outside of Trim by his uncle. He was homeschooled, and he actually entered Trinity at the age of 13. And
this is back in.
And he was fluent in 6 languages by the age of 13.
I hate him already.
Oh yeah, but he's relatively unknown outside of the academic circles in Ireland. But he's sort of a demigod among industrial Japan, the computer programs. He's the godfather of quantum physics.
What?
Einstein reckoned that he was the cleverest man on the planet.
Come from Einstein.
Coming from Einstein, yeah.
Who's a bit of a brain box as
So
well.
I had to do a piece, obviously based on the Boyne, and the Boyne is associated with the Salmon of Knowledge saga. So I put in And the story of the salmon knowledge goes that the salmon ate of hazelnuts that came from sacred hazel trees
Right.
at the start of the Boyne. So I have hazelnuts and a fish in the top part of the sort of abstract water on the top. And both salmon and nuts are known as brain foods by modern science, like, you know. So then down in the lower half of it, I'd done more abstract water, and I actually got some of Hamilton's equations, known as the Hamiltonian equations.
And they're all on this piece.
So they're all on those pieces in the water. So
fantastic.
So yeah, it's you know, I do enjoy the physical thing of working the sculptures, but I also enjoy the research and where it's going to lead you in what you're going to come up with, you know.
Absolutely fascinating. That really. Oh, joking aside at the beginning about being. These are. Oh, now here's rock and roll. I'm getting into this now. This is from Travis Oaks.
Yeah, I'd done these for my son. My son Aaron plays bass in a band called Travis Oaks.
Hold on, give us a look at Joey there. We want this plug here. Come on. Give us a look. Put Joey on there. That's now Joey. Here, there's Joey talking about Travis. Look in there, Joey. Look
so yeah.
Say that bit again now, because you're going to get home. You're going to get in so much trouble.
Yeah. Hello, son. I love your music. You're great. So yeah, my son Aaron plays in a band called Travis Oaks, and they were making their first video, and I got a phone call a week or so beforehand saying that the director really liked my work that he saw on Facebook, and could he borrow some for the shoot. So I went up for a site visit and found out that A, they were shooting at night time, and B, the sculptures they were interested in, they wanted to hang off trees, and the sculptures were valued at €3,000-4,000 each.
What?
So I had a chat with him, and I had read the storyboard for the video shoot, and I had an idea of what he was looking for. So I basically took a week off, and I carved those 9 pieces in a week with a chainsaw and an angle grinder.
Well, it changed, and a what?
And an angle grinder, yeah. So yeah, I just knew that, and I actually, when I came home from the site meeting, I was going, well, what wood am I going to use? And there was a wood pile of timber for the fire that I hadn't actually sawn up yet, so there was decent lengths of it. So I actually carved it into
right. Let's have a look.
Cypress pine.
Let's just have a look at the pieces as they were finished. Now, Joey did these in a week.
In a week, yeah.
Ah, come on, what?
So I was I tell you, there was I was wired on coffee from morning till night. I was sleeping about 2.5-3 hours a night, and they got to, you know, they look good in the photographs, and they're sanded down fine enough, but not to finish. I'd normally go for, like, you know.
But again, Joey, I have to say that with a chainsaw.
With a chainsaw, yeah.
And an angle grinder,
yeah,
you know. Yeah, they're all different too, you know.
All different. I tried to, you know, I'd start off with a similar size for some of them, or maybe the piece of wood that had come up would be a different thickness. So, yeah, I decided I'd try, and the video is loosely based on a relationship where you go into the relationship thinking that the other person is perfect, and then you find out that they're sort of a monster.
Oh.
So it was written on a male sort of point of view. So I was carving all these tormented male souls that were in the enclosure that the video was shot, trapped into the wood. Like,
men, I think I see myself there.
Chucky or Law.
But it's there to the left or right, whatever way you look at it. You know what I'm saying out there. That looks kind of like Egyptian piece there. Like a pharaoh, you see there?
Oh, the one with the gold on it, is it? Oh, well, that's, I'm talking about the ones across the bottom.
Oh, yeah, so am I, but I'm just intrigued by this.
The one, but there's actually another photograph of that piece on its own on the website. It's Sinan. It's based on the story of the Shannon. Again, another story, a bit like the Salmon and Knowledge story. Sinan was the granddaughter of Manannán Mac Laird, the Irish sea god. And seemingly very beautiful, very intelligent, well versed, had loads of possessions.
Did you marry her?
What I tried, but she had everything except the privileges of men. And so the privileges of men that she were denied was access to. It sort of has a black line twist to it in Cavan's story. This, as you know, the Shannon Pot is up beside Black Lion. Yeah. Well, the story goes that the Druids would congregate around the Shannon Pot, and there was sacred hazel trees up there as well. and of course the salmon would surface and eat the hazels, and they'd sort of receive their annual bit of higher knowledge or whatever. So she was all women were banned from going there, and of course, being precocious, she decided that she'd go. She caught a salmon, she ate it. She ended up being consumed. The Shannon pot burst its banks and drowned her basically, and she was carried down underground, and she came out at Connell as well, which would be at the end of the Shannon, down around Ennis someplace. Yeah. And so that's really the story how the Shannon got its name.
Yeah, named after her.
Named after her, yeah. And there's, in Irish mythology, there's a lot of symbolism. So you're getting a story that's full of folklore and drama, but underneath the drama, there's morals. It was the yardstick of teaching as well, the storytelling and that, you know.
You have a fantastic knowledge of it, though. Seriously,
it comes and goes, Paul.
No, you've done a lot of research.
Over the years, I've done a lot of research.
I think we've one or two more photographs. This is contemporary. This is Rory.
Rory Gallagher, yeah. I mean, I suppose more characteristic is his actual guitar. I went and downloaded images of his guitar and sort of tried to get it because he played a battered up Stratocaster and he made it talk.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, I've seen him myself.
I know I was born in 1972, but
yeah. I saw him in 1984 in Dublin, and anyway, a mutual friend of ours, Dara Slack, I was chatting to him a few years ago, and he asked me if I ever carved Rory. And I said no, but I had been thinking about it, and he said, well, if you ever do, will you make a video? Because he had written a tribute song to Rory Gallagher.
Yeah.
So it sort of spurred me to do something I had intended to do for a long time, and I went and done the carving, and I made a video basically by snapping photographs every few minutes with my phone, and stitched it all together then to a brilliant blues tune that Dara had written and recorded.
Brilliant.
So yeah, it's a great vehicle for promoting your work. A Japanese website that's into fan site picked up in the video. It was on the front page of their website for nearly 6 months,
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, so the internet...
The world is very small now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Thank God to you for your work and stuff like that.
It's amazing the way that the internet has gone. And yes, I have a website launching today exclusively on Cavan TV.
That's why we're here today.
But word of mouth is still probably the greatest ambassador for my work. People see work in other people's houses or premises or whatever, and they ask who done that, and I mentioned, and I suppose I have a reputation for being somewhat reliable and delivering on time and
doing
stuff
a bloody
like
good
that.
job, yeah.
So I have a lot of repeat customers, and they become your ambassadors and help promote.
They tell other people.
Yeah.
We have one more picture to look at. Oh, look, we leave the best to last. Well, hello. Matron, what's going on there? Two things about this piece. One, it's beautiful, and two, I want to meet her. I want to meet the model.
How this came about was
now it's a family show.
I was on some stressful series of commissions.
That's the kind of stress I need.
I can't remember what it was, but I sort of I do a bit of teaching some of the nights at home in the workshop, and there was a good friend of mine coming over for classes, and I had shown him how to use a chainsaw and an angle grinder to speed things up.
No easy task.
And I was so bored of what I was doing, and it looked like so much fun that I just said, "Feck this! I'm ripping open the chainsaw now, and I'm gonna cut something." So I went and grabbed a piece of beech out of the workshop, and there happened to be a stain around the bottom of it that looks just like a bum.
Lovely.
So the chalk went in, and within a minute there was a female nude drawn on it, and a day later it was well on the way, So, it wasn't. It's funny, things come to you sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. I do have to admit, I do get images like that myself in my own head every now and again. Whatever goes on, I don't know.
But at least I have something creative to do with my hands, Paul.
Enough. Right, this brings us back to where we started now, which is the launch of the site. And we're going to say goodbye on this now, Joey. Just, again, tell everybody there, show the piece, and tell everybody just briefly about your website, where they can get a look at more of your stuff.
Okay.
Hold it up there, hold it up. That's it. That's brilliant.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks a million, Paul, and everybody here at Cam TV for promoting the work over the years. The website is up now today. It's irishwoodsculpture.ie. It's only up, so if you want to see it tonight, you'll probably have to type in http://www.irishwoodsculpture.ie to see it tonight, or I'll put links on Facebook if you're a friend on Facebook. And on the Facebook note, I have so many friends out there that support my work and share all the posts and that, and share pictures of the work that I do. And just to thank you and please keep doing it. It's been great.
Keep sharing.
Yeah. Cheers.
Let me feel it now. That's beautiful. Thanks, Joey. Good man.
So yeah, there's only 50 of these.
Yeah,
been
let's have a look
made,
at it.
and they're actually being produced by Stuart Gibbs Pottery in Cavan here. Myself and Stewie made the mould, and we pressed out the first few, and then Stewie took over, and he's pressing and glazing and doing the whole lot for me, like, you know. So there's limited edition of 50. Mould is broke down, never to be made again. On sale on the
you sign them?
website
Will you sign them?
They're all signed on the back.
They're all signed on the back.
And they're all numbered 1 to 50. So you have 1 of 50, 2 of 50, 3 of 50, and so on.
Excellent.
So it proves they're limited edition, and there's also a letter of authenticity going out with them.
Fantastic.
All around the world now, thank God.
Well, Joey, thanks a million for coming in.
Cheers, Paul.
Always a pleasure to have
Cheers,
you in.
thank you.
And your credit to your mum and dad, and God be good to them too, because that's where I started my musical career, with the excellent Oliver Burns. And I know wherever he is, he's with Fiona watching us now.
That's right. Having a chat. Look at the boys.
Right. So don't forget, have a look. Go on to Joey's website there. Buy the pieces, and keep the peace. We'll be back after this break with. We're going straight to Fiona. Here's Fiona Fitzpatrick. And now I'm delighted. Well, hold on a minute. Let's go back here about 3 years. 3 years. Is it 3 years? About 3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years ago, we started up Cavan TV, and I started up the Green Room doing music and arts and stuff like that, and had to think about people who would back me. And one of the first people I rang was Fiona Maria Fitzpatrick. And I rang her and I said, would you come on? We're doing this thing. And she said, yes. This is what the friends are for. And she's back with me now with the lovely Darling Buds. Fiona, you're welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Fiona's one of these people that gets better looking all the time. You do.
3 years later, yeah, I'm sure.
No, you do. Yeah. No, what, you were 17 when you came in then. You know. And now she's brought 2 lovely ladies with her who are known as the Darling Buds. Fiona, you tell us all about it now. Fiona Maria Fitzpatrick and the Darling Buds, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget the of.
Yeah, these are the Darling Buds off. It's gorgeous. Orla, Twinkle Bud.
Yes.
Orla Fitzpatrick and Ivory Neve Curd.
Oh, this is Twinkle.
Ivory Bud.
I was reading this on the CD.
Yes, this is Twinkery.
And I was reading it, and I was
sparkly.
going to special thank you to my Darling Buds, Ivory and Twinkle, Bestie and Chief.
Bestie and Chief. Yeah, Bestie is our sound engineer, and Chief is our chief advisor.
Well, I was reading it. I was special thank you to my dearest buds. Ivory, and this is Ivory and Tinkle.
Yeah, this is Ivory. And
Twinkle.
Yeah.
But I thought it was old lovers that had passed and gone.
Oh yeah, God. Well, quite names there really, but no, there wouldn't be enough room on that cover.
I know.
No.
But
it's just these 2 Darling Buds.
How did this start? Now, come on.
How did it start? Yeah. Well, it was. The picnic actually got a little slot at the picnic the year before last, and myself and Orla, I think, had done a couple of small kind of cover gigs, sets for 1 or 2 things, and a couple of my pieces. So it was the first time I had somebody singing with me, and then a mutual friend of myself and Neves from Donegal had mentioned that.
You emigrated to Donegal, though,
I
didn't
did, yeah. I've kind of done a few flits up and
Yeah.
down the road. It was only an hour up the road. So then I this lady had recommended I get together with Neve, actually, and so I asked Neve would she play with us, and that was it. Then we didn't really do too much for that. Basically, it's all kind of kicked off this spring.
Yeah.
I came back from South America and we had a slot at the Sea Sessions, and so that was it. We threw together our set really, which we kind of picked up from the year before, but we had we kind of really just kind of came together, and it's just flourished and blossomed and grown, and we've had a lovely, very busy run this summer and autumn and into the winter now.
And you're going to keep gigging and...
We are, yeah. We have the
launch.
Kitty's cardigan, which is here
Can you see that,
actually. A
lads?
little bit of Kitty's cardigan. That's the
So we
EP.
just literally got it into our hands this week.
Kitty's cardigan. We actually have... There. Kitty's
Look.
cardigan. Can you see that, guys? And we actually have Kitty's cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the real. It's a very privileged. It's the first time it's been on
TV.
On TV.
On TV, yeah.
And this
Well
was,
done, cardigan.
But hold on, you have to tell us the history of Kitty's
Yes.
cardigan.
So Kitty was my grandmother who passed away last year. She
Yeah.
was 96, and she had a great old life and a great old run, and and so I inherited this cardigan. But the cardigan actually has made it to a few festivals over the summer.
Still on it.
Yeah, and it got handed to one person to keep them warm. Then they handed it on to another person at another festival.
Right.
And it kind of had this little circuit itself, and came back to us, and everybody knew the story about Kitty's cardigan, and it had just kind of a lovely.
And it's going to continue to go on tour with you.
Stitching together. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
now it's official.
Now it's official. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
It's on iTunes.
Yeah,
Is there photographs of people with it on?
They're not.
That's
yet.
what you should
Not
do now,
official.
next
we
summer.
have the booties, you see.
Yeah, we have this bag of tricks
show
for
and
you.
tell, show and tell.
Yeah.
Boots come everywhere as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you see that they're on the
And these are amazing.
production.
Oh
and
yeah,
Put
they
these
get.
up to your ear, Paul. And then you've got-
Yeah.
Just and clock that sound there if you can get a shot of this.
We
Worth
should
it.
sing something for him first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come in, my own true love. Come in from the rain.
Brilliant.
It's been so long, my love, for your heart not to stay.
These girls, these are like,
they're lovely,
yeah,
though.
but you're like mermaids or angels or something. You're just enticing. You really are. No, you really are. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Do another thingy like that again now. Just let me wallow in this. Now go on, do it again. Do another.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Oh.
Oh, the ooh one maybe.
Oh God.
Well,
hold on.
should we play a song and then
Play
we've
it,
got a nice little outro
Yeah.
harmony
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Should we do that? Yeah.
Right. Fiona, introduce it now. Let the people know.
Or
The outro is.
Donder maybe.
Oh please.
Should we do Donder?
Yeah.
For some nice and
Yes.
romantic.
My
Introduce
favourite.
it there now. Look.
Yeah.
Here, this is heaven on earth.
Oh, actually, we
this
do
is absolutely.
Stardust because it's got the ending on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
This is it's called Stardust and it's off the EP. So I suppose as we're here to promote that, we should
Yeah.
perhaps sing.
Let the
one of
people know,
those.
Fiona. Just talk into the magic oracle there.
yeah.
That is the wonder.
This song is called Stardust and it's off Kitty's Cardigan EP. Ripples on his mind, disrupting his recline. So he stands again and looks out to the west. For all the colors gone now that winter's holding strong, and the only glow of fire in his breast. And so he'll gather something, stretch his rested wings, say farewell to the heavenly headland that has held him like a mother, that has loved him like a brother, and shown him the greatest gifts inside. And then away we'll go, off to rock and roll. It's the ebb and flow, the current of full tide. And the stars, they shine through us all like an ancient fire. In the together they'll travel the wondrous new road. For everything's changing so fast, they're rearranging, but the glory soon theirs to behold. And then away they'll go, off to rock and roll. It's the ebb and flow, the current of old time. And the stars, they shine through a soul like an ancient vine. In the infinite design, there's no finish line. No finish line. Catherine, she fell down. She was reaching for that crown when she tripped over the jewels around her feet. And now cast with broken bones, she has given up that throne, and she's stitching for her heart a softer seat. And then away she'll go, off to rock and roll. It's the ebb and flow, the current of old time. And the stars, they shine through a soul like an ancient vine. In the infinite design, there's no finish line. No finish line.
God. I was mesmerised.
Yeah.
I was.
So-
Jesus, that's so enchanting. It's so
touch.
brilliant. When the girls come in there,
Ah, they
no, it's
know.
lovely.
They lift it.
It's lovely, and
them.
the story and everything's flowing through, and then the other two angels come
I
on.
know. The little birds.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
That's
thank
on this.
you. That's on that. That's the final.
On my
chapter,
copy.
yes. On your copy.
That'll be in the car with me today now. Oh my God, that
Oh.
is absolutely fantastic. So,
Oh, thank you.
where have you been now? I'm lost now.
Yeah.
It's like drugs. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just tell me what's happening with the band, man. You know, that's what's happening. It's going on.
Can we get that in writing?
Well,
please? Yeah.
whatever you're doing it
Medicinal.
right. It is, but it's therapeutic is what it is.
Well, it's funny actually because we're all now on iTunes. But when I was uploading to one of these distribution sites, and because we're running the show, little business booth, so we do our office thing, you know, but it's quite funny. And I was there, what category to put it into, you know, and I hate this, you know, boxes or what labels and stuff like that. So I kind of went through a few and then went back and changed them, like the folk, modern folk, is it this, is it, and then I decided to go for, if you're looking for us, we're in the folk, modern folk, and new age spiritual section. Well, it was like meditative or relaxing or yoga or shamanic or tantric.
But you could invent a whole new box.
Yeah, I thought, well,
You
you
should.
know,
In our own box.
Yeah, just call it doesn't give a folk, just enjoy it.
Purple
You know.
folk. Purple folk is what we really like to call it. Purple folk.
Floating folk.
Floating folk, yeah.
That's good.
We're
I
a
was
bit-
back in summertime there. I was on a boat and going along and daisies, the whole lot.
lot,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it was fabulous.
So-
You better just talk. I don't know. Tell us what. So you've been touring.
We have been, we've played quite a lot of lovely little festivals and little events, and we had a little tour over in Wales, which was really sweet. And we've so then we had kind of penciled in the date for the studio to go and do the EP to make it happen.
That was
And-
in Donegal.
Yes, outside Kinloch actually
Right.
in Leitrim, but it's just outside Donegal or outside Bundoran,
Yeah.
so just over the border there. And so yes, we we got that out into our hands only this last week, and so we had our first launch just in Dicey Rallies in Donegal last
Last
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Great night, and we were up in Crowley last night in Leo's Tavern as part of a night there of kind of people that were launching. Lovely crowd, lovely crew,
Yeah.
lovely place.
Lovely.
And then we're in Cobblestone tonight, and then the big one which we're here to promote is Balturbet, the town hall in
The
Balturbet.
29th.
On the 29th, Saturday, doors at 8 p.m, show starts at 8:30, and yeah.
And as you know, you're watching this on a Wednesday, so it's this week. It's on this Saturday night, so get yourself down there, and we're definitely
Yeah.
going to go down and see the girls.
Yeah,
and-
oh, well, it's a lovely
Correct.
space. The town hall is gorgeous,
Yeah.
and we kind of try and bring in a few things to make it look pretty, and so.
Just yourselves, that's it, and
Few
sing.
things,
That's it. That's all you've got to
yeah.
do.
I know. So basically, we just kind of wanted to do this side of Christmas,
Yeah.
and then we'll really be all fingers to buzzers then for the new year, and trying to, because we've only really we're only just kind of out, I suppose,
Yeah.
in a sense. So now that we have our little CD, we can start, trying to basically get up and we want to do a nice few little tours around lovely little intimate venues,
Yeah.
and
Well, people can listen. It's come back to listening, hasn't it?
well,
These intimate venues are coming up all over the place where people
Yeah.
actually go
Yeah.
and stay quiet.
yes, that's
Like
why
as
we're-
as we know from playing over the
Yeah.
years, it's such a torment to be in a pub and you're playing your heart out, and there's no smoking anymore, but there's clanking and talking,
yeah,
and
of
people
course.
looking at you as if to say, "What are you doing there?"
yeah.
But now it's I think it's turned around that people go to actual gigs
Yeah.
to sit and listen,
Yeah, well, I mean, you see chapter 1 or, like...
and they're all over
Catholic-
the place. Like,
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of people are just, and I think that's why we're in the spiritual section.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
to connect, open your hearts,
They're floating.
But,
What
yeah.
other goodies are in the bag?
It's kind of just more of a little prop department here. This
Yeah.
this is to be our merchandise case.
Oh, hold on, look, see, I knew. Hold on, look, what's going on here?
Yeah. Disco heart.
Disco.
So
Nothing really. It's just a little house for our CDs.
Yeah.
We
And it
just
has to
thought-
come with you as
Some
part of
shoes.
the act.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, that's
What
one
was
bit
the
of
shoes?
it. These are some old tap shoes. Did you not know that I was a famous tap
I
dancer in my
did.
previous
Hello.
life?
Yeah.
No, these are just pretty. They make
Oh,
nice
we'll give-
sounds.
yeah. we'll give you a little bookmark as well. We
Oh,
just
look,
yeah,
oh,
you do.
oh, look, this is great. Now, this is,
Little
oh,
bookmark, yeah.
I'm in love. Oh, look, this is great.
with a bit of curtain.
Yeah,
Well-
with a bit of curtain there, and
We have the cash box, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
be worth giving you that.
No, never mind. Your riches are in your song.
Oh.
Give us another one. Come on.
Yeah.
let's hear
another song.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, what would this?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Fallen, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do another one that's on the EP.
On the EP,
It's
yeah.
called Falling Away.
And just while you're talking about the EP, it's available on download, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's on iTunes, CD Baby, Bandcamp, a couple of those, yeah.
Is it hard to get stuff?
Cloud.
Just
on SoundCloud.
listen.
Is it hard to get your stuff on iTunes when you're independent like yourselves?
Yes, it's been
Is it a nightmare?
very learned experience, the whole entire process, because Orla has designed the beautiful CD covers you're holding there. We were very specific. We had quite an incident with all of that, which we'll not go into. But
With who though? With the
We had some manufacturing
problems?
difficulties.
Yeah. So we've
Why? Why? That's like
We
that's
ended
so
up having
easy,
to,
you
we
know?
ended up having to
That's
make our
the big
own.
question.
But anyway, they came finally, so
um,
we shouldn't probably get on that.
yeah, but so no, so we've kind of it's lovely. It's been nice at this stage because we've kind of nurtured everything that we've been doing so far, and I mean, and we will continue to do so. So I mean, like the things of that whole computer side of things, the whole distribution stuff
Yeah.
was completely foreign to me, and I'm not very patient with computers as it is. never mind having to. So I never really read the terms and conditions. I just tick all the boxes.
Everybody
just
does.
Get it up there as quick as you do.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, but it's up there now. So I was like, woohoo!
And do you have to contact iTunes and all this? I'm just intrigued by it.
I went through a company called CD Baby, which is the first company that is kind of has it in stock, you know. So just for downloading, we're not doing any hard copies. Just have to come to the show.
Yeah.
And so yes, and so basically they send it out to Spotify, all those kind of, you know, CD Baby is a good one. There's a couple of different ones, TuneCore and things like that, but
CD Baby is the one, is at the moment.
CD Baby is the one that I find most accessible, really, and pretty. I like the way it looked at the end.
Sounds good. Give us that song. Give us that song. Let's.
So we're going to be falling away.
Right, I'm going to just chillax here now and listen to the girls
no
as
piano
they
though.
sing. They keep
Yeah.
going. They're discussing the song now, and I'm just going to I'm just going to lie back here and see in a few minutes. See about 3 minutes. Right, I'm just going to wallow in this. This is brilliant.
Oh no, they're all longer now because we like long songs, but we're going to change them now
great.
to All in the Name of Gold, because then you get some lovely piano in there.
Oh yeah, Niamh, ladies and gentlemen,
Niamh
on
Corrigan.
piano. Yes, Niamh, where are you from?
Donegal.
Yeah, what part?
Ballyshannon.
Ballyshannon. Oh yeah.
Live in Bundoran.
Yeah,
So.
Ballyshannon. I talked to you after about Ballyshannon.
Oh. It's all good.
That is, of course, it is. People I know from Ballyshannon.
great.
Yes, of course.
Love
And you
to
probably
do
you
that,
know
yeah.
them. Yeah. What's this called, Fiona?
Yeah.
This is called All in the Name of Gold. All in the Name of Gold. In their suits and shining shoes, they aim to win for us to lose. They've cut down all the trees to build a motorway of dreams. 10 years too late and now no need. It's all progress in the name of greed. And sure they'll plant us evergreens, then knit like wire and grow tall like screens, blocking out the sun, keep us in the dark. Those soulless streets of shadowing pines upon our lands, but not yours or mine. Keeping out the sun, keep us blind. But it's all progress in their minds. I say it's all in the name of gold, and if there's silver in the sky, they'll be shooting down the clouds for fear they pass them by. And we'll dance like puppets upon their strings. They'll talk to us of terror and evil things, and we'll herd like sheep, terrified to die, looking for God up in the sky. And they'll throw us scraps and bones of fear, a certain way to keep us near. I say it's all in the name of gold, and if there's silver in the sky, they'll be shooting down the clouds for fear to pass them by. Heaven forbid we would rebel, break out, diverge of their path. Take notice of our own strengths and skills. My blood will be no ink, no dollar bill. And if we must leave the truth outside, let it not be fear that decides. And if we choose to leave the truth outside, let it not be fear that decides. I say it's all in the name of gold, and if there's silver in the sky, they'll be shooting down the clouds for fear that pass them by. I say it's all in the name of gold, and if there's silver in the sky, they can't take away the clouds, and damn if they try. Damn us 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 if they try.
I'm frozen. I'm like a robin here on a little bit of wire, just sitting there.
Little wren.
I didn't move at all there. Usually the boys are chatting and that, and I was just they're even listening. They're not even talking inside.
Oh.
They're
probably scared
they're-
scared of us.
Where does the influence come from? Do you all sit around and go, hold on a minute, let's do it this way and do that way? And what do you listen? What's on Fiona's iPod? I say this to everybody that comes in, but it's curious.
Not a lot.
Or do you get thinking as well? The question is coming your way as well.
Yeah.
And it's coming your way as well.
Ask the buds.
Fiona writes the song.
Yeah.
And then we just add in our wee section.
Yeah.
Fiddly bits.
Yeah.
But Fiona, what do you listen to?
He's a writer.
Yeah.
You've hardly got Slipknot on your iPod, you know.
Yeah, gosh, no, I
She
mean,
listens to a lot of Britney Spears.
yeah, totally.
I'd have put you as a Miley woman now. you know.
No, sure. I mean, I haven't been listening to a lot of stuff. To be honest, you know the way when you're kind
Yeah.
of playing and that you just don't listen to
It's true.
Yeah.
to new stuff, and I don't even have Spotify or things like that. I'm pretty crap. I don't listen to. Well, I haven't had a car with a radio working for a long time until recently, so.
So Niamh, you do most of the driving, so you're in charge of the CD player and the radio.
I drive them mad, more so. Yeah, no, I'm actually bad too. I usually turn it off.
Unless it's late
At home, I
night.
don't even listen to music when I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
silence.
Late
Then when you work in music, I think, because you're playing a lot. I teach music a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm playing all the time or singing all the time.
I'm the other way around.
Yeah,
I
I
have
love
to have music
dancing.
on all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Different
no.
things all the time, yeah.
No, we'd be very similar in our.
Oh, what about you now?
Yeah.
What about you? What do you...
Well, and we're extremely similar. Like
Joni.
very much a folky background. You
Yeah.
know, we're crazy about Joni Mitchell, of course, and just any kind of folk. Like I go to a lot of gigs in Dublin, just a lot of female
Yeah.
singers, and just I would listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
Okay. Pardon me. Yeah. A bit of ska. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Right, we've got time to squeeze one more in.
Have we?
I want another one, yeah.
Yeah, fun.
I want
Oh,
another
right,
one.
okay.
We just like them all, you see.
I want one of these mermaid moments.
Oh,
you know.
more
This is
mermaid
a
moment.
mermaid
This is a bit
moment.
mermaid moment. Yeah. Well, this is falling away. What we were going to, what we mentioned earlier, and it's also on the EP.
Yeah.
So come to the town hall, Balturbet, 29th, this Saturday. Doors at 8 p.m. open. Show starts at 8:30.
Yeah, so the girls are going to leave us with this, but don't forget now, get that CD. Go to, what is it? CD,
Yeah, well, if you just actually look at Fiona Marie Fitzpatrick.
CD Baby and whatever else. And
On CD Baby or iTunes or download, just hit.
thingy bobs.
Yeah.
Look for it. Go
Facebook.
look for the Facebook, and then you get the links
Facebook is the
there.
best way, and then it's kind of up on there. Where
And what is Facebook? It's Fiona
Fiona
Maria,
Maria Fitzpatrick. Yeah,
the Darling Buds
that's
of.
just it. No, just Fiona.
Fiona Maria Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
People locally will know Fiona, of course, but spread the word. Go to the gig in Balturbet, and I can't say anything about the gig tonight because it's like Back to the Future. You know, it's been on already.
Yeah.
So go this week.
Yeah.
Go on Saturday, right? So the girls are going to leave us. Fiona Maria, and Niamh, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks
I'm
for
going to get a
having us.
blanket now for this one, so I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back on camera now, right? So I'm going to leave you with the girls.
Aw,
I'm going to love
thank
this. I might
you.
just lie on the ground.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah?
We get him in shot as well,
Do not know.
especially for you, Paul.
Thank you, darlings. Thank you, girls. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Falling away faster than dream time that's throwing time away. caught in the real time and chosen to play. Left my heart open, and now I'm full-time hoping that we had falling away, avoiding those feelings, and I feel them anyway. Surrender has called, and I've answered its charm. You go with the feelings, then you're lumbered with their dealings. In those the dictionary reads, love is a feeling, an emotional need of profoundly tender expression at speed. The basis for all being, the foundation for all seeing, the divine law. Oh, the divine law. Falling away, so high in the clouds, looking down on the day when I left you while shouting, I love you anyway. The candle has now burned out, if not risked, how can we learn about